Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And I'm really excited to announce that my new book will be coming out November 21st. It will be the official release date. And it's going to be called Soul-Selfie #NoFilter. And until then, I'm going to be doing some interviews with a variety of readers, and just to let them talk about a soul selfie of their own. So today I have my friend Lauren Smith here. Say hi, Lauren.
Hi.
And why don't you just tell people a little bit about how we know each other and how we reconnected?
Yep, I knew Heather from Hope Church, and then I got years went by and I didn't talk to her or anything, and just busy life. And then I got AML, and she has a book that really describes what she went through and everything, and it's not just for people with cancer or anything like that. It's definitely a daily read that you really can get into. And so she had given me Jesus Calling when I was in the hospital for 46 days, and that really helped me through those days, and she came to visit me. So that's how we reconnected.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we were able to do that. And we were kind of laughing that part of how we reconnected in between that is that you bought my daughter's Nintendo DS and came to my house. And so God kind of just kept us connected here and there with some other random things until he knew we needed each other. So tell me a little bit about kind of what I love to hear, how anything I say might help someone else. And that's why I keep writing. But I just thought I'd get from you what maybe one of your favorite posts is and how it impacted you.
So I'm reading it continually because I think it's a book that I can, pick up and put down when I need it. And something that stood out to me when I was in the hospital was Be Still My Heart. It was written on June 16th, 2015. And Heather says, I'm disappointed and perplexed about how I can trust God with leukemia, but apparently not for the daily trials of life. So this is a theme mentioned throughout the book, but it really is relevant to being still. She quoted Oswald Chambers says, because worrying means that we do not think that God can look over the practical details of our lives. So I know this, but I keep worrying about money and where things will come from and the plans, who will be my caregiver when I'm over getting my bone marrow transplant. And so, why worry about that? Now I need to be still and just let God handle it. The fact is, or Heather says, the fact is, I know without a doubt that leukemia is too much for me to handle. So my thought on that was I can give God that, but not the little daily things like cleaning, laundry, grocery shopping, money, gas, all the little things that we take for granted and do each day as a mom. I can't trust God with those things, but I'm worrying about them. Also, I've struggled with just being still. That's something that I've never done in my whole life. I was a part of 3 4-H clubs, 2 Job's Daughters states like Maryland and Delaware. I traveled nonstop every single weekend when I was younger. I do things with my kids and organizations and whatnot nonstop, and I've always worked. So not working and not having a job and not having anything to do, I have to be still. And I've heard God so many times through those times. So being still is so hard for me, but God helped me through that phase. At the beginning, I was anxious and hyper. So I was very anxious about my diagnosis, and I was very hyper and wanting something to do. I wanted to do things and go places. And now I'm content with resting in God's presence and taking this time to heal and spend time with my husband, who's my number one support through all this. So I couldn't do this without my husband, my family, and God together. And my prayer warriors are more like, a prayer family who prays for me in Bible studies, on their prayer teams, or just prays and checks in with me throughout the day. So Heather said in that chapter, the worry-free, peace-filled life comes from living surrendered to God and trusting Him with our moments, all of them. This is the hardest thing I've done, but it's so much easier if I give it to God.
Thanks for sharing that, Lauren. I think God is hilarious because actually those have been the exact things I've been worrying about today. And maybe you could check out my post later because it talks about those exact things that, just turning over the daily cares.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about that at a women's retreat this weekend too, just that it's the little things, the cares of this world that choke out God's word. It's the big stuff. It's kind of easier to turn it over because we're pretty sure we're powerless, but we just keep trying to hold on to all those little things and we just get crazier. So I appreciate you being my first guest. And thanks for being willing to be on camera. I know that that's hard for a lot of people. I found out in asking people to do this, but I appreciate your willingness. And I think there's some other people out there that are going to need to hear your message too. So we'll keep praying for you and staying in touch. All right, dear.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.